look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you, you're my favorite view. But there's nothing more, girl, you make my heart beat.
And we are back.
Welcome back, you beautiful bitches.
Season 3, episode 44 of the To Be Better podcast. This week we are continuing a horrific email that we sent in last week that was full of abuse, really poor behavior.
Yeah.
That you actually got mad about.
I did. I got really mad about it. And, you know, it's been 24 hours since we read the email. I've calmed down. I've processed a lot. Get stupid when we get mad, so I'm so glad that we took a break. I want to clarify that I'm not mad at the emailer. I'm mad at the situation. I'm mad at the actions that are happening, that there is an entitlement to treating somebody the way that she's being treated. I am mad about the tolerance of it. No, I want to, the same way you want to shake me and love yourself, I want to.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, it breaks my heart.
Yep. All right, so let's jump into the part 2 of yesterday's email.
So I'm just going to read a little bit of where we left off in the last email and then continue. I'm so stressed that I literally feel like I'm going to throw up when I try to eat, and I have no motivation to eat or cook or really take care of myself that much. I do take steps to try to maintain my physical appearance as best as I possibly can. But I guess my brain blames him in a sense for the rapid and drastic decline of my health. So now to the main question. Am I ever going to be able to heal from this resentment while I'm still in a relationship with him? And do we have a chance at having a happy future?
I'm a firm believer that anybody can have a new relationship with the same person. Mm-hmm. However, I believe that there's too much trauma here from the last 3 years for things to ever actually change. I think that we see who his true character is. He's had no reason to like fake it or hide who he is. And regardless of what's currently happening in the relationship, I personally wouldn't stay.
I wouldn't be able to move past all of it. Continuing, his actions in the last 6 months have forced me to start making a game plan if he chooses not to commit to me, which entails moving back to my home state and trying to build my dream there. But through everything that we have been through, I still love this man to death, and I don't know at what point I'm being stupid for sticking around or if I'm making the right choice by staying around.
I don't think that... I don't understand how you can love somebody who abuses you. Like this is a version of Stockholm Syndrome to me. I view the entire episode that we read yesterday, which was last week for the people who are listening or watching, everything that was going on in that is abuse to me.
I agree. After experiencing abuse and witnessing the repeated pattern, having to be caught in that whirlwind of that repeated pattern, I can see why people with no self-worth love the people that abuse them. It's all like I view them as like brainwashed, psychologically controlled. Mm-hmm. I also don't understand it. I
don't either. But I've also never allowed somebody to manipulate me the way that he manipulated her.
Yeah.
And if you if you guys didn't catch last week's episode, you'll be fine listening to this, but you'll want to go back and watch the first one when we're done. Mm-hmm. Or last week's, I mean. If you look at the way things started, it started with him questioning her character.
Yes.
And then it started with him making like big scenes over questioning her character, and then implementing cameras in her home and making her pay for shit and take lie detector tests. And like, it starts with just a little bit. Mm-hmm. The more you tolerate from somebody, the more they're going to try to take. Givers can only give so much. Takers will fucking take everything they can.
I also think people who control will control in extreme ways if somebody allows them to.
Of course they will. And when the control no longer works, they'll find new ways to manipulate and continue controlling people.
Yeah. So you said, I don't know at what point I'm being stupid for sticking around or if I'm making the right choice by staying around. I think by calling yourself stupid for sticking around diminishes your self-worth. I can understand at a certain point looking at everything that's been laid out and be like, wow, I've really turned a blind eye to all of it. And wanting to self-degrade. People carry a lot of hurt in them. People pleasing, fear of retaliation, getting quote unquote in trouble. The amount of adults who believe that if they go against somebody that they're going to get in trouble is astonishing. You're an adult. You're in control of your life. There's really nothing, unless they're financially funding you or you're living in their house, there's really going to be no big consequences besides them causing a stink with running amok to family members or something.
Right. Well, people who manipulate with fear, it doesn't matter if there's actually going to be a consequence. The fear of the situation is what keeps people in check. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to point out to help people realize it's literally just the fear.
Yeah. That negative self-talk in a situation like this just further instills everything from the abuser. Mm-hmm. Right. So I think that matters too. Let me respond to something that's happened on Patreon real quick. Somebody's having a hard time getting in here.
Okay.
All right, guys, as you know, there was a TikTok scare. We lost the app for a whole 12 hours and we have no idea what the future of the app looks like. And with that, we are very concerned about the loss of our following. We have amassed almost 3 million followers across that platform with all 4 of our accounts. And we are trying to push people to other social media platforms so that in the event that anything happens on one app, we have multiple other backup plans. If you want to make sure that you're not missing any content, we highly recommend that you check out our Patreon.
On Patreon, we have multiple tiers to choose from. Starting at $10, you begin to receive exclusive content. At $15 a month, you get access to our private Discord server where we've amassed an absolutely amazing community of supportive people. And beyond that, we have other tiers to check out, along with my 2 private women's group, if that's something you may be interested in.
Guys, on our $15 and higher tier, you have access to live recordings. We record all of our content 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, live in front of our Patreon audience where they are able to chat with us while we're recording. They get to see all the flirting, the outtakes, the hot topic conversations that never actually make it on the podcast. And it's really worth that aspect in itself. We have an After Dark where we sit down usually once a week and have a glass of bourbon, or in Peach's case, a glass of wine and a bowl of cheese. And we have a whole lot of fun conversations, karaoke in the Discord. We finish the lyrics. We literally just hang out and you guys get to hang out with us. There is a host of other perks, including Zoom calls that are coming for the ultimate tier. So that if you guys are having problems, you can talk to us. It also gives you the heads up on private meet and greets, because when we travel, we try to meet up with people on our Discord on a regular basis. There's a whole slew of other perks that come through Patreon. I highly recommend that you check it out.
The best way to support what we are doing is to share the content. The second best way is to check out our Patreon. Thank you guys for being here. I wouldn't be asking myself, I don't know at what point I'm being stupid for sticking around. I would be asking myself, at what point am I going to say is like enough is enough? I'm not going to live this way anymore. I don't want to tolerate this anymore. I don't like feeling this way. I don't want to force him to be in an unhappy relationship where I'm just resentful and angry all the time, no matter what he tries to do to fix it. So you made that statement. On the flip side of that coin, shouldn't he feel like I don't want her to feel forced into a relationship that makes her unhappy because I'm not willing to do things like stop looking at thirst traps, pay my own rent?
Right. He's not looking at it from that side.
Right.
She should be looking at it from that perspective. Like, what is he doing, or what has he been doing?
Right.
Yeah. This is, I don't know. I got to be honest. I didn't read this email at all. Like, I have no idea what's going on in the next 6 pages, but I can tell you that from the first 6 pages, there is 0 redeeming qualities here where I would ever tell somebody that they should stay in that relationship.
I agree.
Period. I don't give a fuck if he's done a full 360. He showed you who his true colors were.
Yeah.
I guess I said 360 instead of 180 a second ago.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was going to say, knowing that people on a growth journey, right? They don't have solidified new behaviors to revert back to. So if there is a stressor in life, or he gets triggered, or something traumatic happens, knowing that that is going to be his reverted baseline for a while would terrify me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be walking on eggshells. I don't want to say anything to trigger him to be upset. Pray to God that life works out in our way for the best case scenarios. I've tried to explain to him that it's not possible for me to heal from all of these things that I've experienced over the last 3 years when we're living in a situation that is a constant reminder of it, or constantly reminding me of these things. I know that part of this is my problem, and I'm going to take full responsibility for my part in this. I understand that I was the one who made the choice to move out here, and I was the one that made the choices to stay with him all these years. I'm just finding myself turning into a very unloving and bitter partner. What would your guys' advice be on how to figure out if this resentment is something that we can love each other through and become better? Is it deep-seated resentment, like that even possible? to get over? Is it even possible to get over?
Why does she keep saying resentment? Does she think that the resentment that she's feeling about her past is the issue in the relationship and not the fact that he fucking abused her for 3 years?
That is what I'm taking away, yes. I think that she wants to move past the resentment of it.
You need to move past him.
Yeah. I don't think it's the situations that are triggering. I would believe that it's he who is triggering.
Yeah. I fully believe he's been fucking other people this entire time. And like hiding her solidifies that. Whether he was still with his ex, like the mother of his children, or if he's been sleeping with other people, all of the shit that he was doing screams lack of security. I'm doing foul shit and I'm projecting my shit onto you. I need to control you and keep you under thumb to make sure you could do whatever it is that I want you to do.
Yeah.
And like she just gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and he just kept taking. Like,
so we said this pretty heavily yesterday, and I want to say an analogy or a metaphor that I said yesterday today, just to really like sell it. The abuse that we're referring from the first half of the email looked like the emailer went from having the world to look at to being backed into a room of a basement. And now there's the last 6 months, things have been a little bit better. Now that you have been beaten into submission and there's no more kicking and screaming, and now you can roam the whole basement. You're not just stuck in the bedroom of the basement. Continuing, honestly, I didn't even cover every single topic I wanted to in this email, but those points that I mentioned are the main ones. Again, I absolutely love and appreciate your guys' time so much. If you guys had one-on-one personal coaching, I would pay for it in a heartbeat. But for now, I'll just continue paying for Patreon to be able to support you and your content. I'm a firm believer in the same thing you guys believe in, which is an unbiased opinion, and that's why I'm here. I'm sure you can only imagine what my father and my best friend's opinion is.
I don't know how your father hasn't put a bullet in this dude. Like real shit. Like as a father of a woman, like of a woman, like the response from me in a situation like this would have been very violent. Yeah.
As a mother, I would have been showing up at your doorstep. Yeah, I would like to see him try to reason all of that past behavior with me.
I'm willing to bet it would be different with you than it would be with me.
Elaborate.
Males who act like this don't do this towards other men. Mm-hmm. Men.
Oh, because he knows that you'll kick his ass.
Yeah, I'd put him through a fucking wall in a heartbeat. There is a weakness in men who manipulate and control women like this. They can't do it to other men because other men would stomp a hole in them.
Right.
And they know it. So they exert control where they can exert control. And it's normally over people that love them or think they love them because now they've got them under thumb and they just start taking things a little bit at a time.
Yeah. I think you having a conversation with somebody who has had behaviors like this or continues behaviors like this because there are still accusations of cheating happening, I think it would be like a dog whimpering. Like I'm not going to say shit. And then I believe that if I were to have a conversation with somebody like this, I would piss him off very quickly.
Of course.
Because your Jedi mind tricks are not going to work here.
Yep. He would try to bow up to you at first.
Yeah. I would challenge the fuck out of him. And then eventually he would either get so pissed off he would walk away.
Or he'd put his hands on you.
Yeah. We have an update. You want to jump into it? Final thoughts for the first email?
I mean, there's nothing that's going to be said in this update that's going to make me change the way I feel about this whole situation. And
it makes it worse.
Oh, great. Okay, let's go.
So I don't know if the emailer is still in the chat with us right now.
She is.
Yesterday I commented on the universe has given you so many opportunities to recognize that this guy isn't the one for you. And this update is going to be another one of those signs. So for an update, I've had a major event with my boyfriend that happened over the course of the last month. I found out weeks ago that he has been secretly telling his ex-girlfriend / baby mama that we are no longer together.
Called that.
He's been flirting with her and shit-talking me behind my back. He's been sleeping in her house. He claims it's not when she's there, but I still don't think it's acceptable.
She's there. They're
fucking.
Yeah, I called that yesterday.
Yeah.
We actually went in length at length about that yesterday. Mm-hmm. Starting from when the fact that the cameras weren't put in his house. This is a fucking mess, man.
Yeah. He's been helping her with her emotional baggage and all this other stuff and making her all kinds of promises. I really hope you're still not considering getting a house with this man.
A 3-year relationship and she's not the priority the other woman is.
I found out because this oldest daughter that has been hanging out with me for the last year got caught with her phone that has conversations between me and her on it with her mother. Her mother lost her shit and proceeded to send me all of the proof I needed on exactly what he's been doing the last few months. Him and his daughter both claim that it's a ploy, or at least was a ploy to get her to sign over full custody. He said he was doing it for our future because he knew we were planning on moving in together with the children, and he wanted to make sure she could legally not take them away from him. He already has 50-50 custody.
She can't legally take him away from him now.
Right.
That's all bullshit. It's all lip service.
Yeah, all of that. I've said this. I said this before. I'm going to say this again. He is hoping that you have a low enough IQ to overlook this and believe what he's saying to you.
Well, he's proven over the last 3 years that he can do and say whatever he wants and get away with it. You look at with the house, the moving in together, the rental, then now selling the house to buy another house, and then backing out. Like, he is able to do whatever the fuck he wants because there's no consequences. Mm-hmm. And I called it yesterday about the oldest daughter being his fucking homie and like being able to keep secrets where the youngest wouldn't.
I would end this relationship today. I would move back home. I would get I would get situated back with my friends and family and heal. The worst part out of all of this is he wrote his 13-year-old daughter into it and bribed her with gifts to not tell her mom things and not tell me things. I think that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, especially considering he has shit-talked his baby mama for years because she does the same thing with her children. I don't have any children, but I definitely do not believe in roping them into your personal dramas of your life, and they should be nowhere near your personal secret bullshit missions and lying and manipulating. I think it sends a very, very negative signal to them, and it's not a good example for children. I was also raised with an extremely stand-up father, though, and a mother who also didn't accept lying. So why are you?
Right.
If you were raised this way and this is what your parents believe in, why are you tolerating all of this? I wouldn't be able to trust that 13-year-old. He does end things with the children's mother. He's going to be in contact with her until that youngest one is 18 years old at the minimum.
Yep.
Doing pickups, drop-offs, birthday parties, holidays, family vacations, if he can convince you to that and you not going. I wouldn't be able to trust anything in that situation.
She's a side chick.
Yes.
She's a 3-year-long side chick that he's been able to string along and get her to do whatever he wants her to do. That's all there is to this.
Continuing, I'm going to try to not make this one as long as the previous email. I just wanted to fill you guys in on our current events. The night that I found all this out, I was getting screenshots from his ex. I literally told him we were done. I told him there's nothing left for us. There's nothing left here for us. I'm done, and I'm not going to accept a partner that lies and manipulates and is borderline cheating on me behind my back.
It's a pretty unfair assessment to think borderline cheating. What would make you think it's borderline cheating? Because you don't have proof that he's not fucking this chick?
Yeah.
Why not ask her? Hey, when was the last time you guys slept together? He said that he's been sleeping there when you're not there. Mm-hmm. We've been fucking for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I got to be honest with you, none of that matters. Even if everything he's saying was factually like true and they weren't sleeping together and doing what I believe they've been doing, mm-hmm. the abuse that happened from the first email is enough to not be there.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no trust in any of this.
No. And at this point, I wouldn't want to try to rebuild any of it. All of the trauma and the abuse that happened in the first half of this email, and now you're going to try to pull the wool over my eyes again. You accuse me of all of this nasty shit. I had cameras in my house. I paid the penance of not responding to a text message in a timely manner, and you've been getting in and out of your children's mother's house without letting me know. You're telling her that we're not in a relationship anymore. That everything from the first email now, the first time he read it, it did feel like projection of him doing foul shit. Now it's solidified for me. He's been with her this whole time. Yeah. They may have separated, but I bet, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if she spent the night in the rental house that you're paying for.
Probably. She says that they sleep together, but she lies just as bad as he does. I'm willing to bet that all of those lies come from him, which he's been able to manipulate his 13-year-old daughter to get the daughter to lie. Like mm-hmm. this whole situation is fucked up and it all stems from him.
Yeah.
So if the emailer has never actually caught her in a lie, like personally caught her in a lie, there's a very strong possibility the woman's telling the truth and the dude is trying to make his ex look like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to manipulate both women if they hate each other.
Yes, it is. He may not have actually slept with her, but having his hand on her leg in the car and sleeping in her bed and being her emotional support buddy is cheating in my eyes.
It is.
I agree. I also don't accept him talking shit about me and using my emotional turmoil to his benefit to try and convince her that we're no longer together. I told him that he should have been a man about it, and if he wanted to get full custody of his children, he should have told me that prior to him doing any type of actions like this. I understand their mother can be dangerous to their well-being, but he did not have to go behind my back.
If that was true, he would be able to just go to the courts and prove she's unfit.
Yeah.
All that court shit's changed. 50-50 is now the normal across the board in almost every state. You have to prove the other parent unfit in order to take the kids.
Yeah.
And if she's done anything to actually put the kids in danger and he could prove it, that's proving her unfit. It could go to visitation, timed visitation. Like, that's another lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my kids as a chess piece to get you to relax because now it's about the children and you're a woman, so you got to understand it's about the kids.
Can't be mad at the kids. They're
Right.
kids.
Yeah.
Saying that he's playing house with her to try and get her to agree to full custody or whatever that, however that was phrased, is complete bullshit. He knows that it's bullshit and he's trying to sell it to you, hoping that it's going to be taken. What?
Let's talk about the intimacy of driving with somebody's hand on you. Like that physical intimacy in a car is like intimate.
Yes.
Like that's like I love you shit. I'd be fucking livid.
If I held another man's arm on
Oh
the
my
car,
God. Dude, thinking about that's making my heart race.
I get that.
I'd set that fucking car on fire.
I believe it. Speaking of inappropriate things that's done outside of a relationship, Pedro Pascal again.
Oh God.
William Dafoe and his wife, this is circulating. I don't know how recent this was, but something on the Hall of Fame, Star Walk, whatever in Hollywood. William Dafoe, his wife is behind him. Pedro Pascal turns around and does this to his wife. And like,
Touches William Dafoe's face, his wife's face.
yeah, like does that, like caresses her chin. Yeah. And like Dafoe turns around and like fucking like, I don't know if he swatted his hand or something, but he looked at him like he was checking him in the moment. I was like, nah, that would not be my husband.
I'd grab that fucking thumb and break that bitch.
Yeah.
Joint lock his ass. Yeah, we're gonna have some paparazzi's gonna get some photos. I'm
I
all
would've
over
caused
this.
a
That shit's
scene.
gonna William Dafoe's still a big actor.
Yes, he is.
That shit would have shot my career into the fucking stratosphere because I'd have
Yeah.
broken that motherfucker's hand. Yeah. Yep. I don't like Pedro Pascal. I haven't. The only
Yeah.
thing that he's ever done that I've ever fucked with was when he was in Game of Thrones, and even then, like after that, he started getting political and like
Yeah.
he's fake as fuck.
He makes me very uncomfortable. Would you have even been on board? Right? So let's say that this wild concoction of I'm going to sleep in the same bed as her, but we're not going to have sex and I'm going to play family and I'm going to dupe her. And I'm going to get full custody and then we're going to run away into the sunset with the kids and live together in the house that you buy for us. Would you have been okay with it?
No.
Would you have been like, yes, I'm on board. I trust you to not put your hands on her. I trust you to not fall back in love with her.
No. The moment he was like, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna be like, cool, you go back. Deuces.
Yeah.
There's not a single scenario other than we're going to get a lawyer and go to court and we're gonna fight for custody of my kids that I'm gonna be okay with when it comes to shit like that.
Correct.
There is a civility that needs to be there because you have to have conversations with your ex about the child. But if you were like, hey, we're going to lunch, the fuck you are.
Right.
We are going to lunch. And if they would like to come along, they can.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to be alone together like that. Like we're a family.
Yes.
They're not. They're dating. They're not even living together. So in that situation, she doesn't have a right to demand that kind of shit. But like, no, fuck that. We've got a whole lot of borders happening around our relationship to make sure that we're secure and ain't no fucking bullshit happening.
Yeah.
Because even if you did nothing wrong and he overstepped, you shouldn't have been alone with him. Yeah. Yep. That's the choice. Everybody's like, if he did something, she didn't have a choice. She made a choice to be there. In that situation, she had a choice. She could have been like, hey, we're going to lunch. I would like you to come along for my safety. Right? Yeah. Somebody in chat said, as soon as he applies for full custody, she'd be notified. So how would he dupe her? They were trying to get her to sign over custody. You're not going to get a woman to sign over custody of her kids.
No. Continuing.
Yeah.
I've never felt more betrayed and heartbroken in my life. I literally told him it was done, and I called my friend in Wyoming and told her I was coming back. He begged me for 3 days to take him back. He made all these promises and told me he would do everything and anything I ever wanted him to do, and he would literally do anything to save the relationship.
His word means nothing, though.
Absolutely nothing. This isn't I'm losing everything, so now I'm going to behave the way I should have behaved the last 3 years. It's his faith and lack of consequences in his actions for me. Everything has been lip service up until this point.
You know, I mean, women get their ass beat, like beat, and then go, but baby, I love you. I'm sorry. It'll never happen again.
I was just mad.
Until it happens again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fucking aggravated all over again.
Me too. Continuing, he told me it was the biggest mistake of his life and he would never do it again. He literally sat in front of me face to face. It's only the second time I've ever seen this man cry in 3 years. The last time I saw him cry was when his ex tried to force the children away from him and take them away. I don't know if this is another manipulation tactic. I don't trust this man one bit. For some reason, I made a deal with him that if he did these things that I was asking him to do to build back trust and understand that it is now his job to build back trust because he broke it, I would still buy a house for us.
I would hit him back with, I've been thinking about this for the last 3 days or however long it's been since this email was written. And I understand you think you've been trying to do things, but you did a whole lot of shit in the beginning of this and I just don't trust you.
Yeah.
And I can't get over that. So I'm not buying us a house. I'm going to go ahead and move back and fucking, I hope you have the best in your life or whatever.
Yeah.
If you get custody of your kids, I hope you raise them good and then fucking move on. My grandmother had a guy that never put his hands on her, but tried to manipulate her and shit. My grandma, she's an animal person. She's got horses, cats, dogs, fucking goats. And she went out one night, and when she came back home, he broke the cat's legs. Like every single one of the cats had broken legs, and like he ripped their jaws and ripped the skin off their mouth, and like he fucked these cats up so bad that my stepdad had to build a cage with individual containers inside of our house to nurse the cats back to health. People that control and do shit like that will always take it a step further, as long as you're allowing them to do it. So like, I don't fuck around when it comes to this shit. When it comes to any type of abuse, it's a no. Like there's not a acceptable level and acceptable level when it comes to abuse. Mm-hmm. That acceptable level is 0.
Yeah.
I just don't fucking get it, man.
The emailer said, I don't have much of a choice. I've already bought the house. Then he's not moving in.
Yeah. Is his name on it?
It's in her name.
Then you sell the fucking house, or you rent it and keep that shit as a property and fucking go home.
Yeah.
Or you just sever ties and stay in the same area. It doesn't matter. You got a lot of fucking options. You can't say you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fucking choices. Mm-hmm. I'd put, depending on where you're at. I mean, she said Wyoming. I don't think she's there now, but depending on where you're at, if you're near national parks, I'd rent that motherfucker as an Airbnb. You already got the house. Yeah. I would fucking deck that thing out and make it cool as shit and put it up on Airbnb for like $1,000 a night, depending on the house. People spend a lot of money on Airbnbs. We've spent over $70,000 on Airbnbs this year.
Yep.
A whole lot of options. Always, always, always have options. To be clear, we spent that much money on Airbnbs because of the retreats. It's not like we're going and renting Airbnbs for the weekends.
No.
Like,
yeah, it's work related.
it's all work related, but that doesn't matter because people still do that. And when we do go on vacation, we do rent Airbnbs for ourselves. It's still $4,000 or $5,000 for a weekend.
Yeah.
Unless, we're in a fucking podunk middle of nowhere town and then you're getting whatever the fuck you can get. But
you can call it being fake. You can call it, I don't know, shitty person. You give a gift, give it back, whatever. I am renixing my offer. I have come to realize there is absolutely nothing you can do for me to move past what's happened in our relationship.
Yep.
I am going to see if I can break the lease on that rental contract. You need to get a job, figure your life out. I'm no longer funding you. And you're not moving into this house with me.
Is he on the lease for the rental as well? Because if he's not on a lease for the rental and you bought a house, I would just move into the rental and sell the house or put the house up for an Airbnb.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd get a restraining order.
Honestly, I wish this decision wasn't so rushed. I had no idea any of this was going on. And when I found out, I was literally a month away from closing on my current house. I didn't even have time to move back to Wyoming. I didn't have time to sit and think about it. I literally just had to make the choice of either buying a house closer to him, which I had 3 days to decide, or pack all my stuff and move to Wyoming and forget about this man for the rest of my life. He managed to convince me to get the house closer to him.
Guys, if you are a member of our Patreon or our Discord and you're put in positions like this where you have 3 days to make decisions, for the love of fucking God, reach out for help in the Discord. There are so many people in the Discord that are there to help. We built a community that is just literally there to fucking be support systems for people. Like, that's what we do.
Yeah, I've stayed up until 11 o'clock midnight talking to people in Discord.
I know you have. I've seen it. I've seen you dealing with your women's groups at fucking all kinds of crazy hours. It's just absolutely fucking insane to me. Like, we have built a tribe. Like, we are here for each other. If you're a part of this community, do not allow yourself to make decisions that is going to majorly impact your life on a fucking whim.
Right.
Get non-biased feedback. Explain your situation. We have live calls coming soon. Mm-hmm. So we have internet being installed 2 days from now.
Yeah.
And as of today, today's recording is July 29th. I was supposed to do that at the beginning because I wanted to say when the recordings are happening all the time. So, if you guys are, especially in the higher tiers, if you guys are in the higher tiers, the private men's group, women's groups, like, you fucking add us. Like, let's go. We will help you problem solve. You can fucking add a moderator too. Dude, we have a whole fucking group of moderators that are like legitimately some of the best people I've ever fucking met.
I say this to not be a bitch. I say this to give perspective. Nobody convinces you of anything. You allowed them. You allowed them to convince you. I'm skeptical about everything. Skeptical? Fuck me. Skeptical about everything. I don't take anything at face value. Been too gullible, too naive, burned one too many times because I took everything at face value. And there's so much evidence in his track record of why you shouldn't have listened to him. As humans and as women, we really need to start trusting our intuition and our bodies. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to fucking do it. It doesn't matter if he gets upset. It doesn't matter if your parents think that, well, I wouldn't have made that decision.
Hopium is a motherfucker.
Yes, it is.
We actually talked about this yesterday before we jumped into the first email. I live on that. I want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And I get burned constantly because of it. And I'm okay with it because I know that there's a risk, right? But I'm not going to let somebody burn me and then continue to burn me over and over again. Right. If I've touched the stove and I know it's hot, I'm not touching it again. That hopium is a motherfucker, though. People want to believe that the people that they are interacting with really are genuine and like love them and want to experience life with them and to do all those things. The reality is people have their own agendas.
Yes. Continuing. I did create some rules for him, though, that he was supposed to abide by. Oh, there's past tense there.
Yep.
That he was supposed to abide by.
Which means he already failed.
The first one is don't ever lie to me, and if you're caught lying or omitting details again, our relationship is over. If you use your children as a means to manipulate or lie to me, our relationship is over. If you use your children to lie and manipulate your ex, our relationship is over. You'll be sharing your location with me at all times. This is how I can verify and make sure that you are not spending a bunch of time at your ex-girlfriend's house. If I ask to go through your phone, you will hand it over with no questions asked. I don't like going through people's phones, and I don't really believe in it, but he broke the trust, so now he has to earn that back. All of the lust accounts and half-naked women that he follows on all of his platforms must be removed. He will put my name back on his Facebook relationship status that he removed years ago. Those are just some of the rules, well, the major ones. He agreed to all of them, but this was a week ago, and he still has not done any of them.
Right, because it's lip service. Why would he? Because you've already agreed to stay. He's out of hot water.
Yeah. The house is already bought.
Right. I called that. I called all of that yesterday. There's no reason for him to do anything because she keeps caving to everything.
Right.
I don't get it, man. She has issues with all this shit. Issues with the lying, issues with the manipulation, the issues of him using the kids to manipulate, and knowing that he does it. That's in his character. Like, he's totally cool with doing this. Why would you give him an opportunity knowing that this is who he is? Also, on the let me see the phone thing, because of what we do and like the conversations that we have on the podcast, I get all kinds of weird ads for shit. You know how many apps there are that you need a password to get into that hides shit like pictures and fucking chats, and it's everywhere. Snapchat is the least of your fucking concern when it comes to like digital privacy and like what people can and can't hide. There's one that looks like a calculator.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right? Like, come on, dude.
Some people live on the high of that.
Yeah. It does something for their attention. And like,
yeah.
Yep. There's a word for that and I can't think of it, but you're absolutely correct.
Can't think of it either. Continuing, he keeps saying when we move in together, but I told him I don't want to wait until we move in together. He needs to start proving this now. I fought him for the last week on the location sharing app. He's the one that offered it in the first place, and he still hasn't done it.
Because he was lying to you to get you to cave.
Yeah. I won't even say I dated a dude once. I hung out with a dude for like 2 weeks. We worked together at a place I was working at, and it started with us getting dinner together and him like inflating me with comments and making me feel good. I was definitely an insecure little 18-year-old girl. He was older than me, not substantially older than me. But looking back, I was definitely taken advantage of. You can smell that shit on somebody from miles away. The low self-worth, the lack of security, the lack of confidence in oneself. And I remember it was getting to a point to where I was like, okay, so are we dating? Like, what is this that we're doing? Like, we've had sleepovers and all that other kind of shit. And I can't remember what happened. He was getting day drunk with his cousin, and something popped up on his phone, and the context said like green eyes or something like that. And then the message was, I viewed inappropriate for the kind of relationship that we were entertaining. And I confronted him about it, and he's like, well, if you want to go through my phone, you can go through my phone. And that was one of those moments he was begging for me, like in his mind, don't go through the fucking phone.
Right.
Don't go through the phone. Like, I'm only offering this to
make you not do it.
Reassure you, like, I'm open. If you look at the phone, you're the one in the wrong here. That is also the guy who reaches out to me once a year on different platforms with different accounts. I miss you. Yeah. Shit's wild.
Do you remember when I said that women are prey to us?
Yeah.
Do you remember how much hate I got over that?
Yes.
When it comes to like the pursuit of a man to a woman, that's exactly what it is. It's the thrill of the hunt for a lot of men. And there's an excitement in trying to like get you guys. Like, that's why dating is so fun. And like, you can even equate it to women not wanting to be chased or wanting to be chased. Like, they should chase after me. There is a back and forth that happens in all of that. You mentioned a minute ago about how men or how people can smell weakness and frailty on people.
Yeah.
That's part of that prey thing to me. Like, if you have somebody that has nefarious intentions and they are a predator in that aspect, they are going to look for the weakest, easiest target. Lions don't go after the bulls.
Right.
They go after the young calves and like the ones that have mothers. They isolate them and get them away from the rest of the herd, and that's how they take them down. It's no different in human. We are fucking animals.
Yes. Yes, we are.
She's in the chat. She said, I'm struggling hard and leaving is so fucking hard. It's not hard.
Is it harder than dealing with what you've been dealing with for the last 3 years? Leaving wasn't hard. It was the unknown beyond the leaving that was hard for me.
Yeah. Yeah. The fear of the unknown is always a problem.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that hold a lot of people back. A lot of people don't want to hurt somebody else either. You know what I mean? But you can't live your life for somebody else.
Continuing. It's just excuse after excuse. At this point, I'm starting to feel like I made a major mistake. I love this man to pieces, but I really think I made a mistake agreeing to buy a house and staying here, and now I don't have time to leave this state even if I wanted to before the closing of my current house on July 31st. Not to mention, I'm already under contract with another house, and it would be extremely difficult to get out of that contract. I guess my question still remains the same. Can I get over this resentment? Can love prevail? He says he wants to change, and he made a very convincing argument. After all that information I've given you, do you think he can change?
No.
I think anybody can change. This guy doesn't fucking want to.
Right. That's it. There's the want has to be there, and he doesn't want to. So I don't believe you can change.
Yeah.
Something drastic in his life is going to happen to snap him out of this and make him realize he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And once that happens, he's either going to go lean into it really fucking hard to not get caught next time, or he's going to have to change his entire personality to become a different person. And I'm willing to bet, because it would be easier to lean into his bullshit, that's what he would do versus changing, because change is fucking hard.
Yeah. I would put big money on this relationship ends. You stop paying for his rental. He moves back in with his children's mother.
Right.
And they continue having issues, whatever the case may be. She may kick him out again. And then their cycle is going to start all over, and he's going to find another version of you who will pay his way.
I'm curious. So she closes on her house in 2 days. She said the 31st?
31st.
So she closes on the house in 2 days. On the house that you're selling, are you turning a profit? And are you using that profit as a down payment on the new house, or will there be money left over? And are you near something that you can justify this being an Airbnb? You know, the type of house matters, right?
It does.
I closed on the house I bought a few days ago. I got to be honest, I would closing on the one I'm selling the 31st. So you've already moved. So whatever you get, are you taking whatever you get from the one that you're closing on the 31st and putting it into the new house? And if there's a big enough overage, would you be able to justify, I was going to use the profits to build a shop? So you have an option. Like you have options then. If you have enough money coming from the sale of your house to build a diesel mechanic shop, there's nothing wrong with staying where you're at. Just sever ties.
Yeah.
Get a fucking restraining order.
Yep.
That's if you want to. Yeah. See, she says she hates where she's at. I'd fucking leave then. Take that money and go back to Wyoming and build a business there. That restraining order, guys, for all of you who are listening, he's not done anything to physically harm her. I would get that restraining order saying that he's threatened me over the phone, like not text message, and I don't feel safe. And I would have that just in case something goes wrong to prove that it's documented that she's not safe.
I want him to be a good man, not just for me, but for the future son that he claims he wants to have with me. I want him to be a good man, to raise a good man. Honestly, that's what's concerning me the most right now. I don't want to raise a man that thinks lying and cheating and being lazy and failing as a man is acceptable. I was raised by a very strong father figure that I love to death, and I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Then why didn't you pick a man that's similar to your father? Because they say that every woman grows up to marry their father and every man grows up to marry their mother.
Yeah.
So why did you pick something that's the exact opposite of your father to be with? You said I didn't think it was going to be like this, but it has been like this for 3 years.
Yeah.
And you've seen it for 3 years, and you've chose to overlook every single red flag that's come that way. You paid $800 for a lie detector test to prove that you weren't cheating on him.
And he still didn't believe it.
I stand by what I said yesterday. Ladies, if you're dating with somebody and they're constantly saying that you're cheating on them and they're that insecure, just be like, if you think I'm cheating, why are you here?
Yeah.
Kick rocks, dude. Like, fuck off. Don't tolerate that shit.
I'm not going to defend my existence to placate the delusion that you're living in.
That's such a weak-ass man, too.
I agree. Yeah. Continuing.
Yep.
I know you guys are probably not going to see either of those emails for the next 4 months. I guess maybe you can help the audience out. Did I make a mistake taking him back?
Yes.
I would view that as a mistake, yes.
I think you made a mistake by going past year 1 with this dude.
Yeah, everything that was overlooked, quitting your job for him, putting up the cameras, paying for the recording subscription so he can keep tabs on you. My inspections on the new house are Monday, and I'm fighting with whether or not I will just deny everything and try to get out of this house and move back to Wyoming. I'm already a Patreon subscriber, and I love your guys' content so much. I really appreciate what you guys are trying to do here, and you guys have changed my life a lot. I'm a female diesel mechanic, and I lived with this man for most of my life. I lived the man life for most of my life. Peaches is what gave me the acceptance that it's okay to be a woman. There's nothing wrong with wanting to cook a big meal for your family and finding enjoyment in it. There's nothing wrong with gardening and just, I guess, finding joy in taking care of your man and your family. Although I still love to turn wrenches, I found a new love for being a woman, especially because my mother makes fun of me for it all the time and constantly tells me that I'm turning domesticated. Thank you guys for your time. So the next step of this evolution of you falling into your womanhood is not tolerating this. This isn't how humans are meant to be treated by other humans. This is not how I expect to be treated as a wife. And after getting my shit together, courting and dating was about finding my husband. It wasn't, even if I didn't want to get married, this is going to be a long-term domesticated situation. And I'm not trying to play games. You need to stand up for yourself. And you are somebody who is healing. And I believe that somebody who is healing cannot be with somebody who is choosing not to do anything in that realm of healing.
Well, yeah, because you're not going to move forward with it.
Right. They're going to drag you down.
Bucket full of crabs. I can tell you that as a man who watched his mom get her ass beat a lot and being in situations where she was constantly in danger, like I really do have a zero tolerance policy for shit like this.
I agree.
It's why I don't want to yell, right? Like that's why I don't like raising my voice. It's with us. Mm-hmm. I yell at other people all day long. But when it comes to our dynamic, me raising my voice to you is just one of those things that should never happen. And if I start getting to the point where I start raising my voice and you call me on it, you calling me on it is that reality check of me becoming the man that I don't want to be. Mm-hmm. It's fucking crazy to me that people allow shit like that to go unchecked.
As a woman who also watched her mom get beat, that is why I will not tolerate that behavior.
Yeah. She said he was physically abused and so was his mother. That doesn't mean anything. I was physically abused and I didn't grow up to abuse people.
Yeah.
That's an hour. Well, it's less than an hour. Especially with cuts, probably like 45 minutes. You want to do another one? We didn't do a thank you email. We can end with a thank you email. That way we can at least end with some breathing room.
I'm tired of sitting here.
Okay. And just give like 10 minutes of Q&A with the chat.
Yeah.
We can just make it a short episode and wrap up and come back tomorrow and record tomorrow.
And we can do Q&A for a little bit.
All right, guys. Well, so that's the email. For those of you who are not a member of our Patreon, you should be. It means you're missing out on being able to Q&A with us right now. Although our live streams will be back next week, so.
That is true.
I know you hear this a lot, but you two are amazing, and you mean so much to so many people. Oh, thank you for that. Dana said tomorrow I turn 18 for the 13th time. Is it November yet? Not yet. How many men's rooms do we have available? There's 6 spots total. I think there's 2 bunks and 4 private rooms left for the men's retreat. I actually spent the first 6 or 7 hours this morning putting together PDF files for the men's group. I have for the men's retreat. Everything that I had to do for the men's retreat is done, except for ordering journals. I still have to order journals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am almost done with my women's retreat stuff. I have to order all the things that I want to do for the goodie bags. We are going to be doing a tincture class during the weekend. I think I want to do like a mandala rock painting thing too. To kind of break up the intensity of what we got going on. Why are you smirking?
Because there's no way that we're getting through our weekend.
What do you mean?
We both have all these things. I picked 7 things, right?
Yeah.
On my list of things that I want to discuss. I have 9 PDFs plus PDF handouts. And I have other shit that I want to do. There's no way I'm getting through the entire weekend.
Yeah.
There's going to be a whole lot of leftover shit that they're going to get as downloadable content after they leave. And it's going to be the same thing with you. With all the shit that you want to do, there's no way you're getting to all of it.
Yeah.
We're going to have to plan longer retreats.
We are. I'm creating take-home binders for all of the women with everything that's going to be happening during the weekend. So they're going to have schedules in their binder. They're going to have information of all the topics, the key points that I want to hit on our conversations. We're doing meal prep cooking classes throughout the weekend. So all of the recipes are going to be in there. There's going to be, it's a lot. Definitely going to be a fucking lot.
Recovery nutrition too.
Yeah.
I actually just sent everybody an ebook about carb cycling so they can do the diet aspect on their own. So that's one less thing that I have to really deep dive while I'm there.
Yeah.
But the option is there in case people really want it.
I'm not going that far with it.
Yeah.
I'm not dissecting people's health, but we're doing meal prep with healthy options. That can be frozen to make life easy.
Yeah. Cooking one day a week and then eating the leftovers is definitely the way to go. Toasted Tiff said, what do y'all think about people getting prenups to get married? I think that it's a phenomenal idea. Everybody thinks that a prenuptial agreement is there to protect the man's money, and therefore it's a bad thing. And that's not how prenups work. You both get a lawyer. The prenuptial agreement is drawn up, and then it's argued between the lawyers so that everybody's taken care of. All the premarital assets, like if I had $10 million before we got married, you could not touch that $10 million. But everything that we built during our relationship is a marital asset. And the marital assets you would have access to. Prenuptial agreements could also make sure that in the event that I had all the money and you were a stay-at-home mom, there would be an exit plan for you with finances and a car and a place to live for X amount of time, blah, 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 blah. Anybody that tells you that a prenuptial agreement's not a good thing, it's because they don't understand it, or they're manipulating and they're trying to take full advantage of you. Update from when I asked last week for a Q&A. I've gotten more packing done for the big move to North Carolina. I had to force myself to get up and out of bed because of my depression. I chose to do my laundry. I haven't folded it, but at least it's clean. I'm going to pack anyway, so there's no point in folding it. Thank you guys for helping me through that stuff. That goes for everybody in the Discord. Chris and Peaches, I appreciate you guys a lot. Any advice on how to get on the same page financially? I better manage finances, so I'm the one who makes a budget and move money around. Hubby's has always bought himself things right away. If he wants something, we're not on the same page, but we want the same goals, but lack the same page on what things to do. It's a huge issue for us. So you need a joint bank account, and then If you're the one that handles all the finances, you can say, okay, this is how much we have left over for the month for you to do whatever you want with it and give him that money. I posted a TikTok yesterday that's got 500,000 views on it already. And I am getting fucking ripped apart because you use the term allowance, because you were like, you give me an allowance. And people are like, he gives you an allowance. And like, they're just fucking all up in arms over that. I handle the finances. If you go, I'm going to go buy this, and you go spend $1,000, and that $1,000 was a check that I had written yesterday or money that I was waiting to clear the account, it would fuck us. And there's a lot of people in relationships that don't have conversations over money. And when both people are in the bank account, it's very easy to bounce a bank account.
Right.
So for you to have a quote unquote allowance and I handle the money and move things around, it works for us and it keeps things safe. And we've never had a fucking check bounce.
Nope.
If you have somebody that's a spender and one that's not, and one person is super stressed over money and the other person just wants to blow it all, you need to get the joint bank account. All the money goes into that bank account. The one who is responsible for the finances and knows the budgeting, make sure that all the money that needs to be there is there with an overage of like $200 or $300 just in case. Then you move some money into savings, and then you move everything else into either joint bank account, like a mutual spending account, or into separate accounts. The problem that I have with separate accounts is if one person is budgeting and the other one is not, you will never be able to go on vacation that way, unless the person who's more money smart is the one paying for the vacation, and that's not fair. So then you would create another savings account for vacations, and you'd put some money for vacations, and then there's a whole lot of ways to do that. You just got to find a way to make it work for everybody. Kalisa said, do you know how much the retreat in Utah will be? We're not going to actually have you guys come to the house in Utah. We're going to do a meet and greet. We only booked 4 nights there, 5 nights there, and we're going to go do dark sky parks and take pictures, and we're going to have a couple people that are like super, super close to us come stay with us while we're there, but we're not doing a retreat while we're there. It'll be a dinner. And I don't have a date yet of when we're doing that. We just know that we will be doing it the week. It'll be during September 26th to October 2nd, somewhere during that time frame. So my boss is the owner of a company and I am his only employee and treats me like a W-2 when I signed as a 1099. He treats me well, but expects me to be available 7 days a week. How do I explain to him that my time is more important to me than his company? If he's treating you as a W-2, then that's not how that works. You're being treated as a 1099 because you're a subcontractor at that point. You are working when you deem that you are able to work. Legally, a 1099 can't even have a schedule. So if he's asking you to do things and you're technically off the clock, you tell him this is a billable hour. If you want me to answer emails at 10 o'clock at night, I'm on the clock. You're paying me for that. But if you're on a very small company, he's looking for somebody to help you build a brand and do the shit. I wouldn't do that for him. I would tell him to fuck off. You're not his assistant. You also said, especially since I don't have a livable wage, why are you working crazy hours for somebody that's not paying you for it? That's fucking insane to me. Is there still a retreat going on in North Carolina? It's sold out. The North Carolina retreat is sold out. The only retreat that we currently have planned, or retreats that we have planned that are not sold out, is my men's retreat in March. The Greece and Bali in May of next year are both not sold. I am going to book another thing somewhere in the Southeast, probably in November or December. That will be a retreat weekend. I just haven't done it yet because I'm worried about it conflicting with people who have kids around Christmas time. I also realize that there are people who will prioritize this and have the money that can still do Christmas, and they'll still show up.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot going on. We went through the schedule 3 days ago, and in August, we've got pretty much all of August open. And we have from the midway point of November until the beginning of the year open. And then January obviously starts 2026. And we're going to I want to go hard next year. The retreats and the shit that we're doing and like the Trova trips and all that shit is what's going to get us to the stage of like doing seminars, like large scale seminars and shit. Yeah, we're not able to do a vacation or dates. Haven't had a vacation in 3 years. Money to reserved, expensive, and saved, and he sees the extra and spends it or wants to spend. I wouldn't allow that to happen. Lorraine said, oh, hey, Lorraine. It's been a while since we've seen you. Side note, you guys look so healthy and happy for you and your garden. Garden's going good. I go out there every day and look for cherries to pick off the Barbados tree because nothing else is fruiting yet.
Yeah.
And I feel like such a farmer when I walk out there with my little cup.
Yeah.
That shit's funny. Taylor in Life said, it's my goal to do all Trova trips with you two. We may end up trying to book another one for next year. It'll be towards the end of the year though. But as of right now, I'm more focused on 2025. I see you shifting. I'm getting better. My back is not hurting nowhere near as much as it was, and now yours is starting to hurt.
Yeah.
This is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. All right, guys, remember you are the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.